So I was looking online, and then one of the Facebook things popped up, and it
Yeah.
had like a still sponsored thing for the Van Gogh exhibit. Have you heard about that or no?
I've heard about that. Well, it's like a virtual art exhibit, right? Or
Yeah, I
is
really
that
want to
right?
go. It's like I don't know if they're using like projectors or some sort of like screens, but it's interactive and it's like 3D. So all his paintings, and you could like walk and be a part of his paintings.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
that's really cool.
Do you
Uh,
like wear a VR headset on that, or?
No. It's just like the walls. There's I don't know if it's like projectors that are going to the walls, and so you just get to walk around different rooms, and each room has like different paintings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we should go.
yeah. It's in November. I definitely want to go to that. And then I think they have the Sistine Chapel right now for June, and it's like
The same place?
it's somewhere downtown. But
Oh,
that one's
that
only 20
sounds
bucks, which I think I told you I wanted to go.
Uh-huh.
But that one's pretty cool because it just has literally the entire Sistine Chapel blown up.
Like that might be the closest I ever get to actually being in there.
Unless they make you Pope. Pope Joseph.
Oh no, please.
That should be cool.
Yeah, no, there's that. Yeah, they have some pretty cool art stuff here in San Antonio. Have you heard of the Luminaria?
I've heard of that. I remember when I was in youth orchestra in high school. I don't think I went. Wait, no, I think I went one time. We played at that festival, but I don't really know much about it.
What is that, Luis?
So Bernardo, it's actually so basically it's just art based on light. So you go into different buildings or whatever, and there's each artist has their own interpretation of creating art with
Mhm.
just light. So I remember going into this one room, and they had just like these different types of lights that are almost like flashlights across, or like in the perimeter of the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had these colored glass that were just imprinted into the wall, but where the light shined through it, and you could see like the images that were coming out. So like the light, let's say that there's like this orange glass here, and the light's on this side. It just starts like creating these long shadows of orange,
Mhm.
but they did all these different colors to create images on the wall.
Oh.
That's
Um,
cool.
Would it be something like I just remember about the show that happens in the cathedral here in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Where they project all the images.
Yeah, they have
in
that
the-
too.
in the
They have
facade-
that
on the
something like
facade.
that too. So it's anything with light. It's just pure art, and so they even have like projectors where like I remember seeing this girl dancing, and they had a projector on her, and they had music, and so the image that was on her like just completely white dress or whatever, you can see it, and she was just moving to the music. It was interesting.
Yeah, actually, I think lightning is important and in general, and it can change your mood, kind of. I don't know if you have before, if you have been in a room where light is like very low, or like it's very bright, or
My room.
Maybe.
Yeah, I
On
like it.
stage,
You live
and,
in a
like,
cave, I guess.
Performing on stage, when like the whole stage gets really bright, but the audience is dark and you can't see anyone out in the audience. That certainly changes my mood.
Oh yeah.
To like great nervousness and anxiety.
Oh, you know he used to play, right? For an orchestra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to play in orchestras.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I started back in high school. I was in a youth orchestra here in San Antonio called YOSA, and then I went to college at Baylor and played in the Baylor Symphony, and also interned for a while in Waco Symphony. Eventually, got a job in the Waco Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, I didn't know
Also
that.
also got a good job in Abilene Symphony. Yeah, so quite a number of years in playing orchestras, and that's what I was like originally wanting to do for a long time, like as a living. So I got many years of experience and really cool opportunities doing that.
When did you start that, Joseph? Like playing the violin and all that?
When I was 10, so now it's been 16 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's why you're a master.
He was the concert master for Baylor, right?
Yeah, for a few years. I didn't start off as that, but I think once I got later, like junior and senior year, then I started getting more opportunities for that.
I have heard about I forgot the name, in New York, where this famous place.
Carnegie Hall?
Yeah, Carnegie
Oh
Hall.
yeah, I've played there.
What?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Twice.
nice.
Carnegie?
2 times. Yeah. It was
Oh, that's
amazing. It was for
crazy.
this winter orchestra seminar called the New York String Orchestra.
Mhm.
It was amazing. It was like all the I guess I'll say all like the best musicians from like around the country. Young
Don't
musicians.
be modest. You earned that spot.
Well, I was absolutely last chair in that orchestra, so.
But you made it. That's what counts.
Barely. I don't know how I did, but it was really awesome. We just played 2 concerts in like the main auditorium in Carnegie Hall. One on Christmas Eve, and then the second one was like a few days later,
Mhm.
and it was amazing. Like
What
the
kind of
sound.
music did you play?
It was all classical music, so we played like Beethoven, Mozart, some Schubert. Yeah, nothing like really huge.
Tchaikovsky.
but- No Tchaikovsky. I wish that would have been really cool. But a lot of like just smaller kind of orchestra pieces.
Yeah. So who's your favorite composer to play?
Oh, to play. Ooh.
I guess to play and listen because there's a difference, I'm sure.
Yeah. Probably to play is Richard Strauss. I don't know if you've heard
Strauss,
of him.
yeah.
It's just you get to like just like play your heart out. Like has so many moments of just loud, emotional moments in his
Don
pieces.
Quixote.
Yeah, he has
that's
Don
good.
Quixote. Piece about Don Quixote. He also has made a piece about Thus Spoke Zarathustra, by Friedrich Nietzsche.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wrote a piece that's like I guess kind of based off of that. Yeah, but just playing his music, it just really takes you to another world and just fills you with so much power, like from the music it's put into yourself.
Actually, I went to a concert of Andrew Ryu. I don't know if.
Oh yeah, Andre Rieu. Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
if you like him or not.
He's. I think
like
he's a fine player, but like just the style isn't really my thing.
But he plays a lot of Strauss, right?
I think Johann Strauss.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like 3 different Strausses.
Oh,
like,
really?
Really big Strausses in the
Oh.
classical world.
That's a sign that I don't know enough about.
Yeah, Johann Strauss was
I thought
very
there
different.
was just one.
Yeah, Johann Strauss did mostly waltzes and polkas, like all those like very classic Viennese songs and.
So which
types of
Strauss
music.
were you talking
Richard Strauss, he was
Richard.
he was
He was
very late romantic, like late 19th century, early 20th century. Did a lot of like huge orchestra pieces that last for like 30 minutes to an hour. Just like really robust.
And who's the
pieces.
third one? The third Strauss.
Johann Strauss, either his father or his son. Like there was a father-son pair, and they
That's pretty
both
cool.
pretty much wrote the same kind of music.
See, I really like Mahler.
Oh,
Like
Mahler's
those
good.
symphonies are just like huge symphonies.
Yeah, if you want to listen to Mahler, you have to have a lot of time
Oh,
and
yeah.
patience because his shortest one is I think just a little less than an hour long,
What?
and his longest one is I think over an hour and a half. So it's very long. It's like reading a Russian novel. I like to say.
Someone
Like if you
told
read Tolstoy or Dostoevsky, it's like the
Oh
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Basically, yeah. I like him because somebody described him as, I can't remember where this quote was from, but it was basically that listening to Mahler is like drinking a wine. At first you don't like it. It's just like ugly. It's bitter on the tongue. But the more you drink, the more you get drunk off of it. But that's exactly my experience of Mahler. It's just like when I first listened to him, I was like, man, he takes forever to just play anything, and then all of a sudden, you just start listening more and more to it, and it's just like I can see where he's going.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
also very complicated.
Yeah.
To like just really follow because sometimes there's just so much going on you don't really know what to listen to.
Yeah, I used to teach a class, a music history class.
Mm.
So one of my favorite things to do was to tell the students, I guess to engage them, was tell them find like their hidden lives, what were like the scandals of their time.
Yeah.
But there were some like ridiculous
Scandals?
Yeah.
Like what?
I think like so Berlioz. Have you heard of Hector
Great.
Berlioz?
I know where you're going.
I don't know where.
Hector Berlioz, he was a French composer, like mid to early 19th century.
Yeah, he was pretty crazy.
He fell in love with this French actress. He saw her performing one night on stage and like immediately fell in love with her and wanted to marry her. So You can add to this too because I don't know
I
if I'm
think-
getting it all right.
Oh, before that French actress, he was engaged to some girl, but he
Okay.
got a scholarship to Milan, so he moved from France to Italy. And the girl's dad didn't want him marrying him because I mean, it was a composition, it's not really much money. So he broke off the engagement. The dad broke off the engagement through a letter forcing the daughter to break up off the engagement. So he got so mad, he planned to go kill them, both. Yeah, so he dressed up like a woman in a carriage and had a shotgun and was just like in a carriage, just ready to go. But halfway through, he changed his mind. But then he eventually found that the actress that he fell something Harriet something, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But he fell in love with her and was just completely obsessed. But I believe she was an alcoholic, and eventually he just fell out of love really quickly. And so they just had a terrible marriage.
Yeah, he wrote this. He wrote like a really famous piece for her, Symphony Fantastique.
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
wrote it because like trying to win her over by his music.
But it's a dark piece.
Yeah, it's like it tells a story like as you go through it, and it pretty much ends with like the last movement. The guy goes crazy because he has like an opium-induced dream, and it just like has all these weird visions, and it's crazy.
He gets the guillotine. Like
The guillotine, yeah.
Yeah, they they cut off his head. Then it ends with like some witches and like a hell, pretty much that he.
But the music is great.
Oh yeah, yeah. The music is. Definitely...
I was getting encouraged by his story.
Oh yeah. See, and I think with stuff like this, like especially classical music, if you know the background of the composer, it just makes the music so much better.
Really?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think like classical music and classical composers are
boring?
just like very like
Serious?
prim and proper people who had just like nothing wrong with their lives, but
They're worse than now.
Yeah.
And the way I described it to my music history class was basically that they were like the rock stars of their time. So literally, that was the type of music that they enjoyed. But what do you? I know you like music, but you also I know you draw and you like architecture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I studied architecture in Mexico. And art, I have been drawing and painting since I was a kid. So I like very realistic drawings and paintings. I like to draw realistic things. And regarding architecture, I like very modern architecture.
Modern. See, I'm more of a Baroque and Gothic.
Yeah, you have the look.
Oh, this lighting is making me look pale.
What about you, Joseph?
I like both, honestly, because
Baroque and Gothic? Or which
like
ones?
older architecture, I guess, yeah, Baroque and Gothic, but also many modern architecture, many modern buildings that are out in the world. Like a lot of concert halls are like
more
newer
modern
ones,
now.
like Walt Disney Concert Hall. I don't know if you know that
have
one.
you seen that one?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
LA?
Yeah, that's like I
Yeah.
just really like the sleek, curvy design of it. It's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I went once, and he's one of the most famous architects now.
Walt Disney?
Uh,
Like I guess I made Mickey. So.
Walt Disney, that's so funny.
Who
Who's
was
the
it? Frank
architect?
Gehry?
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, okay.
Oh, how do you know him? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I just.
Joe-
He's a
Joseph, you have
Renaissance man over there.
You have surprised me. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool one. But like the Guggenheim also in New York.
Oh,
like all
yeah.
the circles.
Have you been in the Guggenheim in Bilbao?
No.
No? Oh, well, when I was there, I was actually kind of like what you said before about knowing the story behind the creators or the creative mind. And in that sense, I was trying to find the story behind the Guggenheim in Bilbao. And they told me that at that time, because that building was made with titanium, which was a very uncommon material in
Like
architecture. So that was the first time that they were going to use it, and they didn't know how to cut the material, so they had to use wind turbines in order to cut the
Whoa.
to cut the
so
pieces
intense.
of the I know of the
That's
metal.
a lot of work.
I know, that's why very expensive, I guess.
Ah. So, and you worked on like buildings and stuff, like you designed buildings and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have your own.
yeah. Well, most of them were like apartments, offices, and also houses. But yeah, most of them were tall buildings.
Where did you?
In Mexico, most of them.
Who's the architect for the museum at Mexico City?
The museum at Mexico City.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like this famous
but
museum.
which museum? There's a lot. Of
Oh, then
museums.
I don't know.
Or how is it? Is it like an umbrella, kind of like with a?
No, it's like
a
an
pillar?
older. I can't remember.
Hmm.
I'm probably making
don't
this
know.
up. No, no, I'm kidding. No, well, I was told that whoever did the Mexican City, like the National Museum for them,
Uh-huh.
also did the architect for the San Antonio Library here.
Oh, like the big red one?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's the same architect. I just can't remember which
Yeah.
museum in Mexico City. You know what I'm talking about?
Ricardo Legorreta.
Oh, see, I'm not making it up.
Oh, actually, you surprised me too.
Oh, I know San Antonio.
I can see that, as well as Mexico, right?
Only parts.
Yeah. What do you think about those? Do you like the colors? Because I have noticed that here in the U.S., it's more uncommon to see those kind of buildings, like very, how do you say, with a lot of colors and all that.
That it's not common?
It's not
What?
common to see those kinds.
Yeah,
kind of
it's.
buildings.
I think
Is it true?
here it's more. Yeah, it's. I think San Antonio is unique because they try to. I guess with the architecture here, they try to stay a little bit more historical.
Mhm.
So anytime like these modern buildings try to be erected, like the Frostbank one,
Mhm.
I heard that they had a lot of trouble trying to get
Really?
that one built. Yeah, because
That's a cool building.
yeah, no, it's an awesome building, but because San Antonio is so historical,
Yeah.
they try to preserve that.
So you mean while they were getting the permit or something like that?
Yeah, I heard they had trouble. I don't know how much, but yeah, like we have the oldest cathedral in the nation,
Here?
San
The
Fernando?
San Fernando?
San Fernando. Yeah,
Is it the old one?
the oldest? That's what I was told.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
and
that.
then that's so close to the Frostbank building too, and like such a contrast
Yeah.
in styles.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's and the building that you were saying, the colorful one.
Oh,
What is it? That
The San Antonio Library.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah, it's just a library. If you go in there, it's pretty awesome. I like the color schemes just because it plays off the light of when like sun setting or sunrise, and so you see the shadows and stuff, and the colors pop out differently during different times of the day.
Yeah, actually, I went to one of his exhibitions in one of the museums in Monterrey, and they had all these models, and actually, it was really cool. So yeah, I really like that architect a lot.
So do you? Okay, so I know something about you. Hopefully, you don't mind me sharing with Joseph, but like I know you keep a journal, and it's like your I guess like your personal journal, a
Mhm.
lot of your prayers, stuff like that. But you include, and this is one of the things I love. I wish I had the talent for, like you include your art in that journal, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I'm trying to do that more and more because it helps me to understand things better, and it's a way to take things out of me and put them into a paper and see them and almost touch them and all that, and put order inside of your internal chaos.
Yeah. Well, can you describe one of those like pictures that you've drawn in your journal?
Like the sketches? Or
Yeah, the
something like
sketches.
that? Yeah, well, let's see. So I have been using, for example, brain mapping. I don't know if you have heard about that.
Yeah, like mind maps.
Mind maps.
Maps,
Sorry. Yeah. So that's a kind of diagrams or sketches where you can understand better, or your brain can understand better the way things work. So basically, like circles connected with other circles, or with letters. So I think it's a combination between letters and text and diagrams or shapes and figures and
Mhm.
also colors. I like to use colors also. Like I have a red pen, a black, and purple.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So you
Yeah.
just write in different colors depending on.
On the importance of the things.
Oh, so when I read through it, I know what's important.
You can go straight to the important
to the good stuff.
Uh-huh.
Now, I wish I was able to draw more. I draw a little bit, but not too much.
Mhm.
And it's been a while since I've drawn, but one of the things that I guess enjoy. Oh, I love music, so one of the ways I express myself is through music. And also by listening to music. So when I pray, one of the things I do is I'll put on a song that's expressing more of my emotions, but it's usually a classical song because that's what I played.
Oh, that's why you are always sleeping, right?
That's why my eyes are closed praying, not sleeping.
Oh, now I get it.
When we're in the chapel, he always
Yeah, he's always like this, and I just hear the music, and
So
I'm
when,
like, oh,
so it's
he
at the
should
St.
be
Thomas
really
Chapel.
praying.
It's the St. Thomas Chapel.
Yeah.
And so it's like a circular shape, and so the chairs are all looking at each other. And Bernardo, I guess he sees me. I like to pray with my eyes closed, and I have my headphones. So one time, he literally, I didn't know he walked in because I had my headphones. He just walked straight in front of me, and he's like doing this.
And he never.
I didn't. Well, I can't
did
hear. I
anything.
can't see. And then I just happened to open my eyes, and I genuinely got scared.
And he was with a blanket and
Oh,
like,
wow.
like an old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just brought your coffee.
My coffee. Oh, I got my bubbly.
Oh yeah, I can see that. So, what about you, Joseph? Like, how does music help you to connect with God or prayer, or is there a way where you can link those two, or?
Yeah, there's like so much. There's so much music out there, like sacred music, that I've just come to love so much, just because it's like so transcendent. It just, I guess, aids you in. I don't know how to say it.
It just elevates you.
Yeah, just elevates.
It throws you into a different space, right?
Yeah. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just, yeah, that's for me. It's like always been the great thing about music, is like how it can just take you out of where you are and just like transport you to another place.
See, I didn't realize how much it does so until we didn't have music for Mass for the longest time.
No,
I
yeah.
agree with that completely. And you can ask everyone, and I would say almost all of them thinks the same.
It made a difference. And then when we slowly started bringing music back into the seminary, it was just like instrumental. And okay, I think you're very similar as a musician. So it was when we're doing that Ave Maria, the
Yeah.
Bach one.
Yeah.
So I was playing piano, you were playing the violin,
Yeah.
and at least for me as a musician, and I think you may be similar, is like you really focus on the mistakes because that's how you've been trained.
Mhm.
Like you're like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Always your own worst critic.
Absolutely. So I mean, I finished and I was just like, oh man, this was terrible. I don't want to listen to it. But it was just like, okay, I kept focusing on like, okay, I did this wrong, I could have done this or this. And it's harder for me to pay attention or to enjoy the music because I've been formed, I guess, that way to critique myself.
Yeah.
But after Mass, JP came up to me and he was just saying how happy he was that the music was there, and he felt like it was, like it elevated him to the altar. He's like, I felt like I was part of the Mass in a way I haven't been for a long time. I was like, did you hear me? It was bad. But I think it goes to the effect like music can, like you were saying, elevate you and bring you out of yourself.
Yeah, same with me. Like people were just saying, like it helped them to go into prayer so much easier. I remember the first time I played at Mass here was a meditation from Thais. And then Jonathan, he came up to me after. He was like, besides receiving the Eucharist, hearing that music was like the best thing. That's the thing. I was like, oh man.
Was he crying at the end?
Oh, I don't know.
You poked his eye. That's why.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I think that's a very good point, because I don't know if, I mean, you can sense the difference if there's no music at all versus Mass with music. Like, it makes a lot of difference. I'm not saying that that's the most important thing, but it helps a lot. It helps a lot.
It enhances. So
Yeah,
much
yeah,
energy.
exactly.
But I think it's all the arts. Like, so if you got music, you got like just art in general, paintings or like stained glass windows, and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
architecture itself.
Yeah.
Or like a pretty chapel or
Yeah,
a church.
exactly.
It's not the same to be in a pretty like Gothic church
Yeah.
than an ugly church, you know? Like, do you feel different if you go inside a Gothic church than in an ugly church, for example?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like even like walking into San Fernando, like as someone like walks into it the first time, they can just see like their eyes are just taken in by all the imagery and all the like grandeur of it. Seeing so much beauty in the art around, I'm sure it just like makes them think of higher things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like Little Flower. Have you-
Oh yeah.
have you
Oh
been to-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they're still renovating and stuff, but there's something about like just the way it's built, the architecture. It's just puts you in a different place. It's one of my favorite places to visit and to pray. And they have like this basement where they have this hidden chapel.
Mm.
So it just the way it's designed, like you have to go downstairs through this long corridor, and then you finally hit the chapel at the end, and it's just so secluded. But at the same time, you find people there who are praying, and it's such a peaceful place. But it's just the way it's designed that makes it what it is.
So the thing that you like most about that is like kind of like the distribution or like the finishes or everything in general.
For the Little Flower, I think it's just the way it's like distributed. Like there is that where they celebrate mass up top, but you would never. I didn't know for the longest time there was a basement.
I didn't know about that until you just said.
Yeah. So I was told that there's a because there's a painting of Saint Therese there. It's a painting that one of the sisters of Saint Therese had. So they have that. Supposedly that's what I heard. But I don't know how accurate that is. But yeah, so like you wouldn't know it's down there unless if you literally just had to go to the restroom and explore, like I did.
Actually, I just remember. I don't know if this happened to you or not. In the ordination of Ed and Paul,
Mhm.
where the church is like circular.
Yeah, Saint Francis.
Yeah, St. Francis. So there was a time in which I was confused because I didn't know which was the front, which was the back. I don't know where to go. Like it was a little bit confusing because we're not used to being a circular church. I don't know if something like that happened to you or not.
Yeah, when I first walked in, I was confused. I'd never seen a church designed like that before.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I'm still unsure about how you feel.
Yeah, I think it's designed to like have the community be more communal,
Yeah.
to be able to be more connected.
Mhm.
But yeah, honestly, it would affect me if I went every Sunday. I would feel like someone's looking at me. And yeah, so I think it depends on different spiritualities myself.
Oh,
So if your spirituality is more of a community or more of like this solitude, it affects where you want to go.
Mm. Yeah, because each one has its own advantages and disadvantages, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And every person is different, so you're not going to find a perfect church for everybody.
That's true. Same way as music and as art, like it's very subjective sometimes.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, the only thing is that lastly, I just want to talk a little bit about like beauty in general. Like this is what I have noticed that, for example, if you ask a person, hey, do you like to be in a sunset or watch the beach or something like that?
No, I
Shaking
don't.
your head, no.
I hate sand. No, go on, I'm sorry.
That's why you're an old man, and a bitter man.
Bitter. Well, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, like, I mean, beauty in general, like, it helps people, or like almost everyone likes those kind of things in nature, like beauty in nature also as well.
There was this one director.
What do you think about that?
No, I agree. I completely agree. And I want to go off of what this one director. We had this guest conductor for one of like the honor stuff I was in.
Mhm.
He said that art is what makes us human, and so I think that's what you're saying. Like the beauty, what attracts us is it's our humanity. It's like we're attracted to beauty because it's a part of us.
Yeah, because at the end, the other day I went to the Niagara Falls, and I was amazed by that. Like, I can sense like one of God's creation, like in nature, and I could sense God more in a more different way. So I think it helps a lot. But it was nice to have this conversation.
Yeah. That's been good. Yeah, and so just wrapping up, for all of you viewers out there, please subscribe to our channel, check our Facebook and Instagram, and it was just nice to be with you, and definitely with you.
Yeah.
Likewise. Yeah, likewise.
But I guess we'll be seeing each other soon, and y'all out there too. So,
Very good.
All right.
all right.
Have a good evening, guys.
You too, and enjoy your next vacation in the beach.